Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into another amazing machine on the Vulnhub, which is Symfonos. I will put the link of this machine in the video below so that you can download it and play it on your own. In this video, I'll be showcasing a lot of useful techniques. For example, you may have some issues with Hydra for this machine. And also I'd like to demonstrate how to poison mail file or mail log. This is very different from any other types of poisoning. However, before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. So then we can head over to Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target machine. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be net discover. As you can see here, the IP address of the target machine could be recognized as 253. So what shall we do next? We need to perform port and surface scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already completed before, so now we can simply get out its result. As you can see here, I took the options like scene scan, the version scan, default script scan, followed by the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Then we can retrieve scanning results whenever, like what I'm doing now. Although the IP address of the target machine has been changed since I re-imported the machine into VirtualBox, so this time different IP address has been assigned to this machine by internal DHCP server of VirtualBox. From the Nmap scanning results, we can tell the target machine has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open ports in total. Let's take a look at them one by one. The first open port 22, the surface is SSH or secure shell surface, and also we can get its version information, including its corresponding version number. This version is not quite updated. However, I don't think we can find any workable vulnerability. The second open port is 25. The surface is SMTP or Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. At this point, we can't do very much, okay? But we can find this possible, the domain name or machine name. Sorry about this. And the next port number is 80. The surface is HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And also we can get its version information, including its exact version number. And the last remaining 2 open ports are used by Samba. So what are we going to do next? Just I mentioned over and over again in my channel, if a file sharing service running on the target machine, we should enumerate those services first, like in this case, it's Samba. So how to enumerate Samba service? The first command or utility we can run is SMB client. And as you can see here, we find, besides 2 default shares, we find 2 other shares, Helios and Anonymous. Now we can use the same, or not same, same utility to enumerate those 2 shares, SMB client, IP address of the target machine, Anonymous. Oh, sorry, I misspelled the IP address. Okay, we are in, and there is one file we can get down. This file we can we can check to see whether we can navigate across different locations. We can, and also we can check whether we can upload a file to the target machine by this type of service. So we can create the test file simple test file, and then we can use put command. We got this error, access denied. So this means we must, use authenticated session to upload a file. So now we can exit from Samba, and we can have a look at the downloaded file. Attention, the name itself has already told us. So can users please stop using passwords like this one? So this should be, possible password. So anyway, now we can try to access another share remotely here. But this requires authentication. Since we have already got this hint left by the creator of the machine, I think we need to try, access this share with these 3 passwords. Of course, we can manually, test all those 3 passwords because just 3 passwords in total. But here, I'm going to use the Hydra to make brute forcing. In the real application or in the real scenario, the password dictionary would be big, right? So yeah, this is the purpose of the next step. So how to do? Normally we can use Hydra to crack, and of course the username. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do one more thing. We can use another command to make very comprehensive Samba enumeration. But usually I will use I use this utility to identify usernames. So here, this is the username here. Okay. So now we can go back to Hydra to launch brute forcing. Okay. So we can Hydra Helios, and we didn't create the password dictionary yet, and we can use the Vim editor, and we can copy these 3 passwords. Okay. All right, so now we can exit, write and exit. So next we can launch Hydra to crack it. Passwords and SMB, IP address of the target machine. Helios, but not found. Also, maybe we can try to use this way to access. It doesn't work either. So what if we must use tools to crack password in case the password dictionary, possible password are so many, or the dictionary is very big. So how to do? We can take its alternative, Medusa, and we can Medusa. So we can specify the username, Helios, and we can use which option to specify the password dictionary. Passwords. Oh, not this one. Passwords, and then I think we need to specify the host, and then okay, the module should be SMB. The module SMB. Let's hit enter. Oh, we got error, no such file. SMB. SMB. What's wrong? Or Samba? I don't know. We still see the same error. Username, name of the module. So I think we can use Google to make some research. No worries. So Medusa, Samba, or not this one. So brute force, Samba. How to use Medusa to SMB. Or SMBNT. Interesting. SMBNT. So we successfully retrieved password. Yeah, this one. So now we can access this share which requires authentication. We can copy its password. Oh, I forgot to specify username. No problem. Okay, and now we can notice two files on the target machine. We can download both, get to do, and then we can exit. Now we can have a look at this file, research something, get to do, oh sorry, not get, cat to do, and we can find this hidden directory. Without any hesitation, we can access this hidden directory with browser. Okay. It looks like this site is not loaded completely. We can check its source code, and we can see we need to append this. Although just now we have already discovered this domain name. Local. We can append this file. Not this file, this domain name. Okay, sudo hosts. Okay, it's done. Now we can go back to browser, refresh it. So this time we can get this site loaded properly, and there is a file we can download this file to Linux, because this is image with PNG format. We can use exif2 to review its metadata, but nothing interesting we can find from this output. Next, of course, we can use WP WordPress again to make particular enumeration. We can copy address, and with option of E. is short for enumeration, and the U and the P, U means will enumerate usernames, and the plugin, P is plugin. Let's press enter. Okay, it's done. User has been identified admin, but no plugins found. So next we can try to crack its password. First of all, we can use this created password or custom password dictionary. It's not working, so we can change to use the log queue word list. But based on my practice, when I did this machine the first time, I failed to crack its password within a reasonable period of time. So to save time, I will not wait anymore. Next, I think we should try to enumerate plugins comprehensively with option. You can get this option by its help, because I cannot remember everything, right? We can use this option to perform comprehensive plugin scanning, and the method is mixed. So mixed means we'll take both aggressive and passive way to enumerate available plugins on the target machine or on the WordPress site. As you can see over here, it's enumerating all plugins via passive and aggressive methods. If you have already followed my channel, you know what I'm doing is following my methodology when we try to enumerate WordPress site. Just as I said multiple times, following methodology is key to success of pen testing. It will take a bit long time. Oh, it's almost half. I think we can give 1 minute, and then we are done with this WordPress enumeration. Then we can go ahead. Checking known locations. Upload directory has listing enabled. I think we need to have 17 or 16 seconds. All right. It's done. Great. So as you can see over here, this time we found 3 plugins, but this one, as we know, is not vulnerable. And this one you can use, the Google or use Search Exploit to check whether it's vulnerable or not. But here would be this one. I'm going to check here and site editor. Indeed, it's vulnerable, and this is local file inclusion. We can get its instruction of exploitation. We can use search exploit, and we can cut out this file. And here we can find this POC, proof of concept. We can copy this address, and of course we need to prefix with this part. Okay, so now we can try to access this password file. It does work, and we of course we already know the target has one normal user, Helios. So what are we going to do next? Although we have already confirmed the target machine is vulnerable to local file inclusion vulnerability, we need to exploit this vulnerability for our purpose. For example, we need to check to see whether we can access its private key. Right? But didn't load shortcodes, loads pattern files, and we can try to access log file, authentication log file, nothing returned, and we can try to access Apache 2 access log, but nothing returned. So how to do? Although we have already got a very important discovery, which is local file inclusion vulnerability, we can't get further steps, right? But hold on, my guy. Do you remember? We have already found another service running on the target machine, which is SMTP, or Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. And as we know, the file should be located by default would be under the mail directory, a mail file. So next we can try to use this local file inclusion vulnerability to check to see whether we can retrieve my mail data. Okay, this is what I'm going to do next. So this should be mail, right? And the name, different user have different name for the mail. Here's great. We successfully retrieved the mail data of this user. So our goal next is to try to poison this mail file. How to do? We can use the telnet. Telnet is fantastic, or netcat. I think both work. Okay, we can try to put our web shell to this mail file. Okay, let me show you in action. We can use telnet or use the netcat. It doesn't matter. In most cases, we can, of course, in this case, we need to use we need to specify the port number, because after all, we are connecting to the SMTP server. Okay. And next we need to, as you can see, we are connected. Next we need to run some sort of command like a send mail, because we want to put the shell onto the mail file on the target machine. Okay, so how to do? Maybe you can't remember such SMTP commands. You can go to this one, this one, you can get all commands which we can use. I will put the link in the description so you can reference if you want. And so I want to specify of course I want to specify the originator or sender. We can use the mail from command. So mail space from, for example, I think anything like JSON, and we need to specify the receiver RCPT, right? And to Helios, because we want to put the web shell to the mail file of user Helios. Okay, and we can put, like, of course we need to run data command and PHP system one-liner web shell. Oh, forgot the $get cmd parentheses. Okay, and then we can quit. So now we can access this address to run the command. Oh, not this. So we can copy this address, and we need to also pass the parameter md to run command like id. Yes, the command has been executed. Next, we can check to see whether netcat is available on the target machine. Yes, it's available. So next, we can run reversal command to get initial for the hold on the target machine. But before we get there, we need to set up the listener on the Linux, waiting for collection from the target machine. And we can run netcat IP address of the Linux, followed by the port number. I think it's working as we expected. Yes, indeed, we have already got a collection from the target machine. Then we can spawn an interactive shell by Python. If you want, we also can define term environment variable. Then we can clear screen, right? Oh, what's wrong? Oh, why? Oh, anyhow, we can run ID. And what we can do next? We need to, sorry about this. Oh, okay, now it's fine. So now we can go inside home directory of the user Helios. And we can check, but nothing in the bash history. And next we can run sudo with OL option, but sudo command is not found. Then we can run find command to look for binaries which have SUID bit. We start the search from root directory, perm option 4000. The type is file rather than directory. And we can notice, yeah, this is not default or standard binary. We can go inside this directory and let's run it to see what it's about. Status check. It looks like it's retrieving HTML page from somewhere, right? From somewhere. And we can use strings to get readable characters from this binary. Check. And if you look at its output, you can see actually indeed this binary, the Q command is running at the background. So now I'm going to manipulate this binary by creating our own Q command. So how to do? Let's navigate to temp directory and create our own Q command. But here, I must tell you, here we need to use shell rather than bash, okay? And the Q, we need to make it executable, and also we need to include current directory to the path environment variable. And then we can run status check. And now I can see we have already become root user. Beautiful. And then we can grab the flag without any difficulty. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a good day.